Hello and welcome, fellow tankers. The E65 Zwilling is coming to World of Tanks, and there are some reasons to be worried about, maybe. If you take a look at the Marks of Excellent requirements, they are over 5,000 right now. This doesn't mean too much, the tank is still in super testing, but in the end I think it will be one of the more annoying tanks in World of Tanks. It might not be as annoying as the Skoda T65 or the Burask, or even the BZ176, but it will be another annoying hull-down double-barrel tank. And we're gonna take a closer look at the soft stats and the armor layout, keeping in mind that the best players are capable of doing over 5,000 combined damage with this tank. So I've put into the comparison some other well-known double-barrel premium tanks, just for the fun of it. And we're gonna take a look at the DPM. The E65 is definitely leading here. Not far beyond is the TS55. Penetration values with standard rounds are pretty good here, only with the contradictions being higher. Shell velocity also not so unimportant on the standard rounds, 1000. That's a good amount. And now taking maybe the most important look at the gun handling, which is starting with aiming time, which looks really good. It's under 2 seconds, which is nice. Combined with not the worst soft stats by moving and tank traverse. Definitely the object and the TS55 are leading here, but you can lower this, and together with a quite good aiming time, it will be, I think, almost as nice to play like the TS55, gun handling wise. Also, it has still the lower dispersion rate, so there's a good chance it might be cupola sniping better than the TS55. It's definitely not the fastest tank, maybe that's the largest downside of it, with around 38 kilometers per hour. It will not be super slow, but also not like leading the charge, definitely not. It still has not such bad terrain resistance values, so it will be more agile than the TS55. So it will actually reach its forward speed pretty fast, I guess. And now looking at the armor, of course, the just plain numbers here are not saying so much, but you can have a good glimpse at the overall performance. I'd say it's still situational, pretty good working, but we will take a closer look at this very soon. First, let's take a look what you can expect from the tank if it's like really highly developed. Let's see what we will have if we put a lot of good stuff in here, like all the important crew skills. So I just added, of course, Provident Arms, repairs, the gun handling skills, and the few range skills, just to have a good glimpse how it could be. And then, of course, we add some normal equipment, not too overpowered yet, of course. So I've added the word steps, the turbo, of course, and the third slot is a little bit depending on your playstyle. You can also add, for example, the ventilation, but just for this comparison I decided to use the improved rotation mechanism, just for showing you how the gun handling can be improved, and I also like to play it like this on most autoloaders, so maybe the double barrel guns are behaving equally or similar. So with a top speed now of 42, which you might even reach quite fast, that's a decent speed for a heavy tank. The dispersion with 0.33, not the best, but the aim time with 1.88 will not be too bad. Actually, that's pretty comfy. And taking a look at the dispersion factors now with 0.12 and during turret reverse 0.07, this will be a pretty nice gun handling and fast aiming. And if you will add some food on top of that, the dispersion also goes down to 0.3.1, and this is now pretty much workable for a heavy tank, definitely. Also lowering the aiming time to 1.8. So let's take a look what this will do with our gun handling from the standard around 3 seconds aiming time if you are moving around with 25 kilometers per hour and moving a little bit your turret, just like to give you a glimpse of like a standard moving tank in the game. Then it's lowering to around 2.17 seconds, which is around, yeah, let's say 2.2 seconds for aiming after you've moved around. So not a bad value actually, considering you are fully aimed after those 2 seconds. And without any equipment, if you are standing still, if you have shot being stationary, it'd be around 2.7 seconds. With all the equipment we are hitting here exactly the 2 seconds after you've done one shot, and then you have another one in your other barrel, but it will be not as fast as the other shell will be loaded already, because after 1.5 seconds you still will be around 1.4 dispersion. So you still have to wait for around half a second to get completely aimed. And also taking a look at the speed over time, if you're on hard terrain, you will reach it in around like 9 seconds with turbo, your top speed. Medium terrain, 10 seconds, so not much of a difference. And soft terrain actually 10 seconds as well, if you have the off-road driving skill. So it will be possible to reach your top speed, but not in an insanely fast way. Looking at the armor layout, this thing first looks pretty strong, but if we are loading actually his own gold ammunition with around 273 millimeters, this thing becomes pretty weak. So if you're playing against tier 8 or lower, you can try to play your turret as best as possible with around 278 millimeters. You will have a good chance of bouncing their shots, but your whole chassis will be a big problem. Also, you can't side scrape because of the side plates here. Yeah, definitely interesting to play, I'd say. I would say it has a nice gun handling. It will give you a nice double shot in very fast time. Or the biggest advantage is, of course, The Intra-Clip-Reload with 1.5 will be one of the big advantages of this tank, and also the possibility to make 2 shots at the same time for around 560 after just preparing the double shot for 1.5 seconds. This thing can be pretty annoying, I'd say. Comparing it to the TS-55's armor, we will see that even if it's been shot with his own gold ammunition, the turret is much stronger here, so that's why the TS-55 is doing better hull down against tier 9. Not so much against tier 10, but still better definitely, with some really strong sides of a turret, but also of course the whole chassis and the lower plate becomes a large and big weak spot. But playing hull down with the TS-55 is definitely a better option. The E65 will be more like a mobile double barrel annoyance, which can double shoot you very fast and also share its 2 shells, like for example between 2 one-shots pretty good, because it just can kill 1 tank and then after 1.5 seconds the next one. So it will definitely be a strong premium tank, I would say. I wonder if it will be under the top 10. Maybe not because of the low speed and the lack of high tier armor actually. Well, 280 is still good enough for tier 8, but it already begins at tier 9 with 300mm seat pen, and definitely tier 10 to be the largest problem, I'd say. You have to make up your mind if it's worth it for you to grind this tank. I don't know. There are also some crew members in the battle pass, as far as I know. If you get it, let me know how it will perform. I don't think it will be worth it for me. Also the playstyle, I don't know. I think the gun handling is nice, but it's still just too slow, and also will not have such a reliable armor at higher tiers, which you still face. So all in all, a good tank, but I think kind of situational, and you have to be the right type of player to enjoy this tank. So thank you guys for watching, and cheers, bros.